You know, when you're scrolling online and you come across one of those products, and you're kind of left wondering, what exactly are they promising here? And how are they selling it? Well, today, that's what we're going to do. In this explainer, we're going to deconstruct the claims and the sales structure of a supplement called Sleep Lean, using nothing but its own marketing materials as our guide.
Okay, so the entire hook for this product, the whole idea, really boils down to this one question. It's proposing a very specific and, you have to admit, pretty interesting link between the light from our screens, the quality of our sleep, and that stubborn weight that so many people struggle with. This is the big question that's designed to pull you in. So, to really get what's going on with this sales pitch, we're going to break it down into 5 clear parts. First, we'll look at the core promise. Then, the proposed mechanism, how they claim it works. After that, we'll peek inside the formula. Then we'll cover the expected results and timeline. And finally, we'll break down the offer and the guarantee.
All right, let's jump right into section 1, the core promise. So, what exactly is being sold here? What is Sleep Lean?
Okay, so in their own words, this is the official definition. And you gotta pay attention to the language here. It's not just about eliminating body fat, it's about maintaining long-term results. That phrasing goes straight for a major fear, right? The fear that anyone who's ever lost weight has, that you're just gonna gain it all back. But it doesn't just stop at weight loss. The promise gets a lot bigger really fast. The marketing lists this whole suite of benefits: more energy, better sleep, even healthier skin. And this is such a classic marketing move, right? You take a product for one specific thing and you expand its appeal, turning it into this total wellness solution. And then they hit you with this. The language here becomes incredibly direct. The keywords are secret, which makes you feel like you're getting exclusive information, and everybody. That's a really powerful combo designed to just wipe away any personal doubt you might have about whether it will work for you.
Okay, so that's what they're promising. Now for section 2. How do they claim to deliver on all this? This is where we get into the proposed mechanism.
And boom, here it is. The whole thing hinges on this one central idea. Basically, they're saying the real problem, the root cause of the weight gain, is the blue light from our phones and screens disrupting our deep sleep. Specifically, our N-REM sleep. That's the really restorative part that's so crucial for regulating hormones. This is the scientific-sounding anchor for every other claim they make.
All right, so if blue light and bad sleep are the villains here, what's the hero? What's the solution? Well, that brings us right to section 3. Let's take a look inside the actual formula and see what the ingredients are. So the formula is what they call a proprietary blend of these 8 natural ingredients. And it's an interesting mix, actually. You've got stuff that people definitely associate with sleep, like valerian root, but then they've mixed in things like berberine and lutein, which are often tied to metabolism and even eye health, which, brings it right back to that whole blue light idea. Now, to make you feel safe about taking this, they really lean into the safety profile. They emphasize that it's all natural, it's made in the USA under what are called good manufacturing practice standards. But the most powerful claim, it's right at the end. Not a single negative side effect yet. That's a huge piece of reassurance. It's designed to make you think, hey, what's the risk? Okay, so we've got the promise, we've got the how it works, and we've got the ingredients. Section 4 is all about the payoff. What does the journey look like? What are the results? And what's the timeline they're promising? So they actually lay out the results in these 3 clever stages. It starts with how you feel, more energy, sleeping better. Then it moves to how you look, like having better skin. And the actual weight loss, that comes last. See what they're doing? They're giving you these little non-scale victories along the way to keep you motivated while you're waiting for that main result.
And just to make sure nobody feels left out, just to make sure nobody thinks, oh, this won't work for me, they hit you with language like this. By saying your current situation doesn't matter, they're getting ahead of a huge objection. The message is crystal clear. This is for you.
Then they get really specific with the timeline, which makes it all feel much more real. Looser clothes after the first week. That gives you a quick, personal win to look for. But the second part is the real kicker. Family and friends noticing before 60 days. That introduces social proof. It's the idea that the change will be so obvious that other people will actually validate it for you. That's a huge motivator. And of course, all of this leads up to the grand finale. Section 5, the deal. So let's break down how the offer is put together, from the price and the bonuses to that all-important guarantee.
Okay, the pricing. It's set up in these tiers, which is a super common strategy to get you to buy in bulk. That two-bottle price, the $79 a bottle, that's the anchor. It's there to make the six-bottle price of $39 look like an absolute steal. And of course, they tell you the big package is the most popular choice, kind of nudging you where they want you to go. And to make that big order even more tempting, they start throwing in bonuses. If you order 3 or 6 bottles, you get 2 free ebooks. The biggest package gets free shipping. This is classic value stacking. They're just piling on the extras until the offer feels like it's too good to pass up.
And now for the final piece of the puzzle, the part that's designed to erase any last little bit of doubt you might have, the guarantee. And they boil it all down to this one simple, powerful number, 90 days, a full 3 months to try it out, supposedly with zero risk. This right here, this is what marketers call a risk reversal. And just listen to how absolute the language is. That little phrase, even if the bottle is completely empty, that's everything. It's designed to take all the financial risks off of you, the customer, and put it squarely on the company. It makes clicking that buy button feel totally safe.
So when you put it all together, you've got the big emotional promise, the scientific sounding reason why it works, the all-natural formula, and this ironclad risk-free offer. It's a masterclass in this kind of direct marketing. And it kind of leaves us with a bigger question, doesn't it? When you see all the components laid out like this, what does it really teach us about the art of persuasion, about the stories we're sold, and maybe the reasons we choose to believe them?